In this video, I want to showcase an amazing Baron Rivender deck that works great in PvP and in PvE. Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This video is brought to you by Warcraft Rumble, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to join me in Warcraft Rumble, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. But let's dive straight into the main topic. We have Baron Rivender, one of the best leaders in the entire game, especially for PvP. Now, what exactly can this leader do? So basically, it has some very amazing talents, but we're going to get to it in just a second. The ability, Rivender periodically summons skeletons at buildings you control. So basically, you're constantly going to summon reinforcements without using gold, guys. And this is absolutely amazing. And you can actually enhance that by using the right talent on your leader. So right here, we have 3 different talents, and in my opinion, the best one is Chill of the Grave. Summon skeleton mages instead of warriors. The mages can attack air units as well. They are very, very efficient, actually. So I'm a massive fan of this talent on the leader. It is a pretty fast mini too, guys. How you can notice is on a mount is a tank, melee damage, pretty good HP, pretty good damage overall. Now, what I would like to do is to basically upgrade it to an epic. I need 2 more stars, and the shop just doesn't want to drop them to me, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to wait a little longer to get that done. My Baron deck has the following minis, guys. So as a tank, as the main tank, we have the Ghoul. Is a very cheap tank, only costs you 2 gold to deploy, and we have the Ravenous talent, which cannibalizes and grants Bloodlust for 10 seconds. Then we have a different sort of a tank. This is an air tank and is basically only going to target siege buildings like towers. So we have the Gargoyle. I don't have any talents at the moment, unfortunately, which will definitely help me quite a bit if I would get some talents. Currently, I am waiting for Wing Buffet just to increase the movement speed. I feel like that would benefit this unit quite a bit. And yeah, it's a pretty tanky flying unit, but it can easily be knocked out by the right units. Then we have everyone's favorite, the Quillboar. We have the Bramble Burst, which will put poison on the enemies. You do have some nice talents for him, but I kind of like to stick with the poison because it's so pretty powerful. Then we have the Harpies. This will be our air units reinforcement for our tanks if required. Pretty good ones, and I am running them with poison too, so we're gonna keep that on. I need to get the Trinket Collectors just to be able to collect gold with them as well. I feel like it will be a massive upgrade. Then we have a spell too. Spells are really important, to be honest with you guys. It's pretty hard to make the most out of your deck without a spell, especially for PvP. So I have the Blizzard, Cold Snap, very good at controlling big waves of enemies. And we have the Murloc Tidehunter. So we're basically going to summon 2 of them, and we have the Safety Bubble, which will basically block the first attack from the enemy. But that being said, let's head over to PvP. The modifiers for this week, guys, is collateral damage, you have First Strike, and you have Rocket Tower. So they're pretty interesting modifiers. Let's see what opponents we are going to get in here. It is getting harder and harder for me to beat opponents, especially if they are at a much higher level than me. Even 1 or 2 levels makes a massive difference, you know. So we do have a person that's a higher level. Hopefully, we're going to be able to take them down. So they are deploying pretty much the same sort of unit in here. We're going to deploy our cheap tank as well. I'm curious if he's going to use a spell or something on my Murlocs right there. We're going to deploy our Harpies too. And right here, we're going to distract quickly with... Actually, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that gold. We gotta get that gold. We gotta get that gold. Beautiful. We're gonna deploy our flying tank as well, with a bit of protection, of course, just to make sure that everything will work fine. And seems like we are taking over his side. I will quickly deploy a spell right here because he has a lot of incoming troops. Seems like somehow my spell missed his Harpies, which is a bit weird. But we're going to deploy our Harpies to deal with his ground units. Is definitely going to be required. So we still have our flying tank going his way. We're going to deploy another cheap tank right here, and we are going to go for the gold. Our flying tank is doing an amazing job. I'm actually going to deploy a Quillbow right there. And GG's, we managed to get the very first victory. It's a pretty solid deck, to be honest. The flying tank is nasty if you don't have the right troops to counter it. I feel like a lot of people are not using it as much, and they're just not expecting it to be part of any decks, basically, you know? Let's look for one more opponent, guys. Then we're gonna do a PvE battle as well, just to show you how effective is in there. So, seems like we are on playing field in terms of levels, which is great. So, we're going to deploy our goal right there. We're going to put a bit of a reinforcement. I will have to put a Harpies to stop those little bombers coming on my side. I'm gonna have to deploy the Blizzard spell right there to ensure that I'm not losing my tank. And seems like he is bringing in some firepower. We have the Witch Doctor, and yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we're stopping these side attackers, the bombers. You know, they are pretty nasty. So we're going to deploy our Murlocs right here to deal with his flying units, which is good. Right here, we do have to push a bit harder because he is coming pretty hard on us, to be honest. I will deploy the flying unit too. And I will try to deploy the Harpies on this other side right here. Actually, no, I have to deploy the Harpies to take them down. Oh, no, that's a nasty move. That's a nasty move. Oh, that was a nasty move. So he's playing it pretty nice with that too, because they can be very nasty if you manage to cloak them, you know. That's actually a solid one. So I'm definitely gonna head over to take over his tank right here. Over his tower, my bad. So let's deploy another unit to go that way. Okay, we're doing pretty good because we are dealing some serious damage on his tower right there, and we are about to capture his left tower. So once we're doing that, I feel like we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Let's deploy our tank right there to distract a little bit. Let's deploy our Harpies. Let's take control over that gold. We missed the gold, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna have to quickly deploy our Quillbow to make sure he's not taking over that tower again. And seems like we are able to take control of the main tower that he has. We're going to deploy the spell right there to damage it just a little bit more. And we need to put our Harpies on the left side to go and take control of the other tower, but we managed to bring the victory home, which is definitely pretty nice. So it's a pretty effective deck, guys. I'm actually a massive fan of this deck all around. Massive fan of the leader. I cannot wait to upgrade it to Epic, basically gain some more levels on it. But let me just quickly show you as an example how effective it can be in PvE. Now, it really depends where exactly you guys are with your campaign. You know, you have quite a bit of work to do in there, but I'm gonna do a quick quest just to show you that it works absolutely fantastic in here too. It's true, in PvE you have tons of different options that you could potentially use in your deck, just for the simple fact that they're more effective units for PvE than PvP, to be honest. And even like this, is still a pretty solid one. Now, I do prefer to use the Fire Elemental tank, just in general, in PvE. I feel like he's very effective with AoE damage. He deals tons of damage, you know. Having the Baron leader summoning the mages is massive too. It definitely helps you control the entire board a bit better. We're going to deploy the Quillbow right here too, because why not? And we do have the Harpies doing a bit of damage right there, which is nice. So we're easily going to take over that tower. Unfortunately, he just deployed the Murloc Tides right there, so we're gonna have to stop them with a spell, which is good because that was the whole idea with the spell, you know, to have it available to do what we need. So we're going to deploy the Murlocs, but we're going to deploy the tank right in front. We have a bunch of skeleton and mages coming our way. And right here, I quickly have to deploy the Harpies to try and take that the enemy down before he's gonna get to actually deal any form of damage. The goal is tanking really well, and being able to heal itself by devouring the dead allies, the dead enemy, sorry, is actually massive. Is a very good thing. So we're going to deploy that. Send him straight to the boss. keep him busy, you know. Let's put the Murlocs right here again. Help our goal if he's not going to die in the meantime. I do have a feeling that he will. Another bunch of skeletons dropping on us right there. Okay. We will send in the Harpies right here. It's much easier to deal with the ground units like this. I'm going to let him take control of the gold here. It's not such a big deal, but we're going to take control over this gold right here, actually. And let's deploy the Quillboar. Let's deploy more Murlocs in here. Beautiful. Let's deploy another gold to keep the enemy distracted for a little while, because we are going to send in the Harpies. The Harpies will definitely take this boss down pretty quick. And just like this, guys, I do think that is a very effective Baron deck. Let me know in the comments down below, what are you guys using in your Baron deck? You have different units. Are you using more undead units? I do want to use the Banshee as well. Let me just quickly point that out. I just need to get more levels. And there are some nice, decent spells for this too that we could potentially use, to be honest. Definitely not too bad. But I feel like the Banshee is a very solid unit if you're using it at the right moment. I do like the Necromancer quite a bit too, but I feel like it's pretty easy to take him down, you know? I do think that the Banshee is a solid option. Now, having the cheat death is pretty nice. You can definitely make the most out of it if you're using it at the right moment, on the right minis. The Meat Wagon, I feel like a lot of people are thrashing this one, and it ended up in being one of the best units for the newest raid, you know. So the Meat Wagon is a pretty decent siege unit too. But that was all for today's video, guys. Thanks again to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring the channel, and appreciate all of you guys watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.